Happy Saturday, America. Today I have a special video for you guys, okay? I recently just moved here to New York City, specifically Bushwick to be exact, okay? Now it seems like the rain has cleared. So now we're gonna take you to my newest rooftop, okay? It's been raining for the past, I would say, couple of minutes, right? About an hour-ish. But honestly, at this point, I seriously do not care. I have a story to tell, and I will tell you guys right now. So recently, I just moved here to New York City, right? And oh my God, when I say it was an odyssey, it was a journey jam-packed with twists, turns, and adventures. Now the rain started again, so we're gonna go back inside. Let's go, follow me, right? So yes, so right now, as you can see, okay, this is my you could say rooftop area, right? The rain started. I don't know. It's very bipolar. It's going crazy. Just had the story gonna go absolutely crazy. So take you guys back. End of March, okay? End of March. Pretty much I had this whole situation going with my landlady, right? My landlady was an absolute hag of a landlady. I'm telling you. Imagine. Okay, picture this. Okay, so end of last year, I had my first seizure, right? I have epilepsy, by the way. My first seizure, right? And then I come back, right? I had a very depressive episode, January, February, very depressed and stuff like that. And then early March or whatever, right? Landlady, she was just absolutely annoying, mind you. Okay? Always, coming in and asking me, when are you moving out? When are you moving out? Blah, 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 blah. Even though I was paying her rent every month, things were going, whatever. It was a whole story and shit. Anyways, resulted in me having another seizure, which was the biggest seizure of my life. I was in the hospital for a day and a half. It was insane. It was nuts. Perhaps I'll post pictures up here to show you guys whatever. I'm not lying. However, so yes, the whole situation happened. And then following that, almost not even a couple days afterwards, she still kept coming every single day, bothering me and bugging me, and just trying to convince me to leave as soon as possible or whatever. It was absolutely insane and absolutely nuts. So yeah, fast forward to the end of March, I would say. Yeah, end of March. Got my U-Haul. And I literally was so pissed and such a rush to leave. I literally threw everything into my U-Haul, right? I literally threw it into a U-Haul. I didn't bother with all the packaging and stuff. I did for important things. For most things, just threw into the U-Haul, right? Cleared the house and literally left within, I would say, 10 hours, right? So that following morning, I would say March 30th or 31st, it was the first day of Eid, right? Yeah, I literally packed up everything and completely just cleared the house and moved. Right now, as you can see in the background, it's still raining. I don't know what's going on with this weather. Anyways, packed up, cleared the house, and moved, okay? And thus, we sat on our odyssey of a few days, right? It took me a few days to finally make it to New York City. And mind you, during this whole time, I was dealing with a lot of anxiety, a lot of stress, a lot of trepidation. I literally had panic attacks, things I've never really had in my life before, to be honest. And it was so intense. It was crazy. It was absolutely crazy. Going through a lot of mental health situations and stuff. It was a lot of moving parts. Anyways, eventually, so from then on, drove around, made it to this small little cute town called Colgate, right? Colgate, New York, home of Colgate University, by the way. Really cute, quaint town, okay? So the first step of my odyssey was, okay, so I had a U-Haul, by the way, right? Big ass U-Haul. Trying to post a picture up here to show you guys for reference. And so I stopped, right? Which what I thought was some, I don't know, business or something, right? I pull up to the parking lots, right? Parking lots, you know, whatever. And I decided to take a nap, right? And then a couple minutes later, some security officer comes and knocks on the door. He's like, "Oh, hey, blah 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 blah. This is actually a sorority house, and some of the girls were complaining that there's someone sleeping or something, whatever." And I was like, "I'm literally just a recent college graduate moving, and I just need to take a rest. What's the harm in that?" So that was one of the first of many BS kind of things that happened on my trip. And can a young man not fucking rest or sleep in his U-Haul that he rented to go to his moving? I mean, it's just the amount of I would say privilege and stuff that a lot of these I would say motherfuckers have in all these higher education institutions is absolutely insane and crazy to me. It's like there's someone who's literally just trying to have some rest. I wasn't doing anything. You would have thought I was smoking crack or jerking off or something. Just sleeping. Wow, crazy, right? So that was the first little thing, and then second off, I was like, okay, so now let's find a hotel. Let's find a hotel, some place to stay. Went to the first one. I tried to pick the cheapest option. It was some bumfuck motel. Thank God there was no one in the office or anything, so there was no one to really help me, and I did not end up staying there because obviously there was no one there to even help me. I even called the number, no answer. typical of those low level places. So especially in a bumfuck town like Colgate, which is middle of nowhere in upstate New York. So anyways, I was like, okay, cool. Okay, what's next? So I just searched up hotels. I didn't even look at the prices or anything. I just searched up hotels, and I arrived at this beautiful place. It was honestly one of it's probably the top 10 most beautiful hotels I've ever stayed in my life, and that's saying much. That's saying a lot. Because I've stayed in hotels in New York, London, blah blah blah. This like hotel is kind of like a cottage inn vibe. It was beautiful, stunning. Right, so that's where I stayed for my first night or whatever. And it was so wonderful. They had robes. I mean, man, pictures. I'm gonna put pictures up here. Food was exquisite. The service was amazing, top tier. When I went there, I was like, "That's my first time here visiting." Blah blah blah. Upgraded me and gave me a discount. Beautiful, right? Had a great time. Had a great time. Wonderful nights, mind you. For added context, I was just emerging out of a deep depression. I'm telling you, a deep depression that is so deep that it made me really want to like Hannah Baker, right? It was that deep. I'm sure many of you guys watching this can probably relate. We all go through things in life, or if you can't relate, then you probably will sometime in your life because we all go through things in life, and we all are going to go through things in life. So there you have it. Okay, for a lot of people want to be like, oh, well, yeah, you probably are going to face some dark thoughts or some depression or something at some point in your life if you haven't already. So buckle up, buddy. Anyways, so yeah, so I was just starting to feel myself again, just starting to feel alive, when you're just like feeling alive again after like being like quote unquote kind of feeling dead for so long. And so that's what it was for me. And I felt so like wonderful. I was like happy, blah, right? And so I checked out the next morning, right? And so anyways, this is I'll give you a quick rundown. So I asked the front desk ladies, hey, can I check out at least an hour after checkout time, which is usually 11 p.m. or 11 a.m. p.m. I don't know what the fuck. I think a.m. And then the ladies were like, oh sure. I'm telling you, they were the nicest front desk customer service people ever. They were so nice and so sweet. And then they were like, yeah, sure. So 12. And watch my happy ass. Well, right before 12. I get a call, right? And it's the fucking, I don't know, it was some dude. I didn't know at the time that it was the manager, but it was some dude. And he was like, oh, you're supposed to be out by 12, blah, 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 right? I was taking a little nap, I was relaxing after a good night. It was like, oh, you gotta be out by 12. Ding, 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 ding. And I was like, okay, like, give me fucking 5 to 10 minutes. Like, obviously, I didn't say fucking, but like, give me 5 to 10 minutes. Like, okay, yeah. I'm tracking, I'm aware. Anyways, so that was the first little thing, right? And anyways, whoever this fucking manager is with this little Colgate, whatever, I'm not gonna mention the place. Yes, has been reported to Better Business Bureau, because apparently he is a manager, right? And we will see what happens expeditiously. And I'll also have left some very beautiful reviews to illuminate this type of behavior. Actually, you know what? I think another little caveat I'll also say is that I think I'm going to do this whole Odyssey in like part one and part two because it is just so nuts. And I don't want to make a video that's like 20, 30 minutes long because I promise you guys I'm a yapper and I will yap. So back to the story. Anyways, so yes, that was the first little thing. Second thing is, okay, I moved all my stuff down, right? I didn't have that much stuff, most of my stuff were in my U-Haul. I just had some toiletries, a couple outfits, blah, 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 right? And then they have those little belt cart things that are super cute. I moved it down myself. I'm a fucking dude. I'm strong. I moved it down myself, blah, blah, blah. And then it's like, I had it sat, I moved it besides my U-Haul, right? Which, mind you, was parked for added context. So imagine the actual, it wasn't really a hotel. I would say call it like a cottage inn kind of deal, right? Imagine it's like right here, right? And it's like the whole setup over here and stuff. And then I was parked like right here, like all the way on this side, right? Back parking lot, away from everything, mind you. This for some added context, just so you guys know I'm not crazy or anything. Okay. So, anyways, I moved it all the way to beside my U-Haul and stuff, right? And I ran back upstairs because I had like a coffee or something that I wanted, right? So, or that I left, right? I got in the morning. So I went back, grabbed my coffee, and then, I was like walking back out to my belt carts, and this fucking dude, I didn't know at the time was a manager. I thought he was some low life worker. Why? Because he was dressed like a peasant. Dressed and looked like a peasant. I mean, and here's the thing: no hate, no shade to people who dress and look like peasants. You are essential. You are valued. However, most people will dress according to whatever role they play in X company or whatever, right? And literally, this dude was like dressed like a hellbilly, like a hick, right? Honestly, a hellbilly hick. And so I saw someone like literally peeking through my shit, through my stuff, right? And he was like, "Oh my god, this throw whatever actually belongs to the hotel." So mind you, I like to wear scarves, right? I have a whole collection of scarves, and I have a black scarf that is exactly like their throw blanket, right? Black, it has tassels on the end, and it is wide, right? And I guess that was the same one. They had the same exact one, pretty much. That they would drape over the beds or whatever, right? So I must have mixed it up or something, right? I was in a haste to get out because he called me earlier and was like, "Hey, like, oh, you have to get out by 12, right?" So I was like, I was hauling ass, by the way. So like he like was like, "Oh yeah, you blah blah blah," and I was like, "I'm not a thief. I'm not trying to steal your fucking bullshit." I was like, I'm not trying to steal whatever stuff from your free place. I'm not. So that was strike number two. Imagine someone randomly just going through your stuff. Like that is an invasion of privacy in and of itself. Okay, so that's number two. And then also, okay, blah blah blah, cool, whatever. And then afterwards, after I checked out and everything, right? I was like, okay, whatever. I was literally because the day before, right, the day before when I literally left Q's, I left Dodge. Yeah, it's gonna be my last word I'm gonna say here. But anyways, the day before I left Dodge and left Q's, I threw everything into my U-Haul. So it wasn't really organized. I didn't know where anything was. And men's wanted a change of underwear. He wanted a change of socks. I wanted a change of socks, maybe new outfits. Like just basic human necessities. So what did I do? As I was moving the stuff into my U-Haul and stuff, my things that I brought into the hotel. I was like maybe like looking around, trying to organize a little bit. At the same time, I was playing some music, right? Mind you, I have some of the best music tastes ever. I drop a playlist every month with Spotify. You should check it out. It would link in the bio down below. But I drop a playlist every single month. I have impeccable music taste, okay? And I also can read the room, so I'm not blasting like some gangster rap or some shit. I'm not even blasting anything. Just playing music at an audible level that I can hear, right? And then this motherfucker decides to send an employee to come and tell me, oh, by the way, you should not be playing your music. Oh, the words he used actually really irked me. He said, this is a fine establishment. Excuse me? Excuse me. Do you not know who I am? That was one of my first like kind of things that clicked in my head. Telling a person of color, oh, this is the fine establishment. Oh, really? Oh my god. I guess I didn't clock that when I paid fucking $300+ to come in here, did I not? Anyways, I'm trick number three, right? He was like, oh yeah, and also, you should probably like head off somewhere. Pretty much something to like get like fuck off and fuck off in polite terms, right? That was the thing, right? So of course I was very pissed. I was incredibly pissed. And I was like, okay, well, where the fuck can I go? Like, what's a public area that I can go to? He was like, oh, well, try the big lots parking lot, which was like maybe like a 4 minute drive, down yonder. So I drove down there. I literally shoved everything in there, and I booked it. And I went to a parking lot. I was so fucking pissed. And mind you, repeated a third time. For added context, I was just coming out of a very depressive state. I'm not sure if you guys have experienced this. I'm sure a lot of you guys watching this probably have experienced that. If not, you will experience this sometime in your life. Good luck. Yes, when you come out of a very depressive state, it's also a very debilitating kind of time in your life. You're not like, it's like, I mean, like a simple task of basic things for most people are very, very difficult for you. And that's one thing I feel like people would have more empathy and compassion to try and understand instead of trying to judge people and stuff like that about, right? Because it's like, yes, it takes one to know one. If you've never experienced it, you probably don't know what the fuck it's like to feel like, to go through it. And if you haven't experienced it, you will pretty soon, buddy. I mean, it's what it is. It's life. It's part of life, right? I feel like it really is an intrinsic part of life. And I'm so glad to have experienced that. But anyways, I was so fucking pissed. I was almost like fucking shaking because it's like imagine you have just emerged from a very 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 dark time in your life, and you're just not feeling good. You're just not feeling normal. You're just not feeling like yourself again. And then here comes some fucking bumfuck hick, pretty much trying to like poke at you and stuff, right? And I've experienced through most of my life, as a young person, I'm obviously a person of color, blah blah blah. You can tell, right? Growing up in the South, being abroad, in my time in the military and stuff, dealing with them, right? These fucking loser ass hicks from no fucking where, right? They see someone, especially a young stud of color. Oof, they cannot fucking stand it. They cannot stand it. It literally makes their brains fucking boil. They cannot fucking stand it because in their minds they're like, well, I should be there. I should be doing that. Why the fuck is this young insert whatever slur you want to in this position and stuff? Because I worked fucking hard for this shit. I fucking busted my balls for every fucking iota of anything I ever had. Nothing was handed to me. Yeah, cool, right? And then, anyways, this pretty much summarizes also a lot of the, I would say, a good portion, not all, but a good portion of the whole manga movement. I know, I'm going to a little caveat, a little rant. Well, a good portion of the whole manga movement, right? These fucking loser ass fucking hicks who are nobodies. Oh, actually, oh my god, the rain has stopped for the most part. Can't wait to show you. Listen, I'm gonna show you guys. Well, actually, it is missing a little bit. You guys see this beautiful view? Oh my god, look at that. New York. Look at that. Oh my god. You know, it's always so beautiful after it rains. And it is misting a little bit, but honestly, at this point, I seriously could not care less. And now we'll try and conclude my story right now. But anyways, it's like, yes, it's always these like really, really like loser ass like hicks, whatever, who have done nothing, have nothing to show for anything, who have this like kind of grudge and stuff, right? Cannot stand me, I can't stand it. But anyways, so that was that, okay? I went to the Big Lost parking lot, whatever. I was there for a bit. I was so fucking pissed. I called my therapist. I was like, oh my god, blah blah. And I literally was almost shaking. Like I was, it was a lot. Anyways, so I was like, you know what? Actually, I'm gonna march back and I'm gonna demand speak to the manager. So that's what I did. Oh my god, the thunder came, so I don't want to get struck by lightning. Anyways, so yeah, I literally marched my happy ass back there. And what? I demanded to speak to the manager, right? I demanded to speak to the manager. And then guess who comes out? That fucking like loser ass like hick who I thought was just like a lowly worker. He comes out and he's like, oh yeah, well, I'm the manager. I was like, at first I was like shocked. I was like pissed, but then I was like, wait, actually, I'll contact the Better Business Bureau and leave good reviews. I'm in control now. I'm the customer. I have the power. So that's exactly what I ended up doing. And so yes, to that fucking law end. I mean, it's like, anyway, so anyone watching this, never take bullshit from any business, any person, nothing. No matter who you are. You might be a person of color, you might be a woman, you might be whatever, LGBTQ, you might be whatever the fuck you are, or whatever person you are, right? Never tolerate or any disrespect of bullshit. Maybe the first time, okay, maybe you can maybe bat a blind eye, however, I don't think you should. But especially for some multiple occasions like that, no, do not tolerate any sort of bullshit. You might be a young person too. You might be like, oh, well, it's not my place. No. These people know exactly what the fuck they're doing. They know exactly what the fuck they're doing. If I was fucking John Johnson or whatever, right, from whatever would stick up my ass, he would not have felt the audacity to fucking disrespect me in the ways that he did. He would not call me like, oh, you have to get out. He would not fucking ruffle through my belongings like I'm some sort of fucking thief or something. And thirdly, he would not say, oh, you have to get the fuck over the premises, even though, mind you, like I said, I explained before, I was parked like I'm telling you, like, guys, at the edge of the parking lot. And the actual place was like here. There is no way in tarnation that you could possibly have heard what I was playing or what I was doing or being a nuisance to anyone inside. There is no way whatsoever. No way. Okay. And even if he did, it was damn good music, and it was not loud. It was not even that audible. It's only audible to maybe like a 10-foot radius around me. Okay. So I mean, hey, yeah. So that I would say is part one of my New York City trip odyssey. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And yeah, I mean, I will make part two and part three dropping probably tomorrow and after tomorrow. But this is part one. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. So yeah, I mean, I will say this biggest message for this video: do not take shit from anybody. Do not take shit from anybody. I don't give a fuck who they are. I don't give a fuck who they are. Everyone deserves, respect, tolerance, and self-worth. And you or anyone watching this or whatever, anyone who does not watch this, do not deserve to be treated like shit or whatever. Especially if you're fucking paying customer. I paid a damn arm and leg for that place. I deserve to be treated like a fucking 5-star customer. Thank you very much. And as always, everyone, have a blessed day. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Share this with your mom, granny, family, situationships, everyone. Spread it across the world. And hopefully you guys enjoy it. And as always, have a blessed day, beautiful people. Take care.